And you're listening to News Talk 1340 WJRW. John Gonzalez, MLive.com, the Grand Rapids Press, and the Going Gonzo radio show. Weekdays at 1 o'clock. And as promised, I'm here at Stormcloud Brewing right in downtown Frankfort. By the way, I need to remind everyone that this show is brought to you by Mercantile Bank. Visit mercbank.com to find out how Mercantile Bank can take you and your business to the next level. Mercantile Bank here to get you there. And if I sound a little echoey, Judy, am I echoey? It's because I'm behind the scenes. I can see the kegs. I can see the beer brewing right in front of me. I'm with Brian Confer from Stormcloud Brewing. Brian, how you doing?
Doing great, John. Thanks.
You look a little tired.
It's been a lot of long days since Friday when we opened.
Oh, my goodness. You know, Grand Rapids and the whole state of Michigan is just buzzing about Stormcloud Brewing here in Frankfort. And we met last week briefly. I came through. You showed me some of the beers. I haven't had a chance to have any today, but I will. I'll come back later tonight for a nightcap. But what's it been like in the week that you've been opened?
It's been a little nuts. We were super busy Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That experience exposed a few kinks in the system. We actually closed during the day, Monday and Tuesday, to attempt to get a handle on some of those, reopening back up in the evening. And I think we're catching up with it. We're looking to make sure everyone has a great experience. We're feeling pretty good that the beer is great. We want to make sure that the whole experience goes along with it. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's everyone's buzzing. You're right. I think they will cut you slack for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone knows that opening up a new business and opening up a brewery is quite a feat. Let's talk about that for a second. We'll get to the beer in a second. But when I was here last time, I talked to Rick Schmidt, your buddy and your partner, and this is kind of a labor of love, pulling this thing together, offering something for this community that doesn't have anything like this at all.
Not at all, but we've got a great scene here. I think we fit nicely in it. We've got some great gourmet pizza coming out to go with the beer. We've got an outdoor patio that hasn't been done yet on Main Street in Frankfort, open air patio. I think we fit in great into a fantastic food town. For a town of 1,000 people,
yeah,
I don't think you can beat it in all of northern Michigan.
You really do have. You're the only brewery in town. I think Rick said like 45 miles is the closest one, right? Next, or
that sounds about right. Well, the closest one would be Traverse City to the east, and then Jamesport and Ludington to the south. So we fit nicely in on that beer trail, too.
a great beer trail that it is. Hey, I said I'm backstage here since you're the brew guy. What's going on today? I saw you throwing some things in a bat somewhere. What are you working on today?
We're working on a stout today. It's the first stout. We started off brewing many of our lighter beers. We're starting to move into the darker beers.
Yeah.
We got people clamoring for them, so we're trying to make sure that happens before we get too far into July, make sure they're wrapped up and on tap for our dark beer lovers.
When I was here last week, you had, I think, 5 beers on tap. A lot of them were the lighter.
Yep.
What do you have today? Still 5? Or?
No, I'm lost count at the moment. We've added a handful.
Okay.
We've also added we have a cider that's been contracted for us. We also have a mead that we've added to that list. We do have a black IPA coming on board here probably today or tomorrow. We have an amber that's came on board, so we're starting to move into the darker end of the spectrum. They're getting there.
Yeah, good deal. Hey, tell us a little bit about the beer that you have on tap right now. I know that last time I was here, you mentioned you guys are a Belgian style, right?
Yeah, we're Belgian focused. We're going to have a full range of the traditional Belgian beers, the Trappist beers, if you will, a Belgian double, Belgian triple. We've got a Belgian Pale Ale going. We'll have a Golden Strong and Dark Strong. But in addition to that, we are brewing a full range of American-style beers, IPAs, double IPAs, Porter Stout. But we are using the house Belgian yeast. It's a Trappist yeast on all of those beers. So every single beer has a touch of that character. And we're pretty excited about it. We're getting pretty rave reviews on all of it, and looking forward to serving a lot more to a lot more folks.
I mentioned this to Rick last time, and I think you were around. You were busy brewing beer at the time last week. Why get into this fray? I mean, it's kind of crazy. Michigan Craft Beer is booming right now, and everyone is enjoying that success. But why do it?
Boy, I don't know if I have a good answer to that other than it just had to be done. I wanted to move out of the industry I was in and started down this path 8 years ago and just never looked back, never gave up, and kept plugging away at it, and here we are.
Yeah, and I think last time I talked to you, too, you were like, I was brewing the beer in my basement anyway, so I might as well put this out there for people to enjoy.
Sure, and I started on a path in the basement, yes, but it was pretty focused and pretty, even from batch one, the goal was to have a brewery somewhere down the road. I didn't think it would take 8 years, but it did, and we're lucky actually it didn't take 10. I'm happy to be here even after 8.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned a little while ago, Brian, about the pizza, and I know Chef John, I met him on the last visit here. Diana Stamfler from Promote Michigan posted on Facebook. She said, try the roasted root pizza and the
favorite.
bacon and chive popcorn. First of all, tell me about the roasted root pizza.
The roasted root pizza, it's incredible. Well, first off, John's using our beer and the beer yeast. So whatever yeast we've got, whatever fermenter we have crashing with the yeast down in the bottom, that's the yeast he's using to make the dough. And then he uses our Rainmaker Ale, our flagship Belgian Pale Ale, for the in the crust. Then the roasted root is beets, pretty thick cut beets.
Yeah.
Garlic, caramelized onions, and then he drizzles it with the horseradish sauce, and you can add sausage on it, which I highly recommend. It's fantastic.
And then you're doing some different popcorns too, huh?
Yeah, we have 6 or 7.
Yeah, I saw them
popcorns.
on the menu. Yeah.
My favorite's the coconut sriracha. That's pretty tasty. But people seem to go for the bacon and chive and the lime and sea salt.
I will try both of those to go, by the way.
All right.
Now, Diana also said that her favorite beer, and I tried this last time, was the strawberry saison that she had when she was here last time. And that you actually serve with a strawberry in it.
Yep, the bartenders are dropping a frozen strawberry in each one. It's pretty funny. It looks great, and when you get down to the bottom, it just wafts up strawberry aroma, and it's a lot of fun.
Now, you mentioned saison, you mentioned a mead. What are the differences, basically real quick?
Well, we have a range of beers, even within that Belgian tradition. We've introduced the saison yeast. That's a real good, easy drinking, thirst-quenching beer. It's kind of tart. Almost the lemonade of beers, a lot like a wit beer. People might be more familiar with, say, Blue Moon, but a saison isn't too far removed from a wit beer. The mead is made for us by Sleeping Bear Farms, St. Ambrose Cellars in Beulah, and that's a real sweet. And they add cherries and ginger to that.
It's almost like a wine, right?
It's kind of a wine. It's more of a still. Yeah, it's still. It doesn't have carbonation. And it's pretty tasty. The ginger adds a little bit of kick right at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a good mead. I mean, just to change things up every once in a while.
Sure. It's been popular since we put it on yesterday.
All right. Hey, you look like you're coming to life here. Maybe just talking about the beers got you going, but I want to let you get back to work. I know you got a lot of brewing to do today and tomorrow and the rest of the summer long. How do we find you again? Where are you located? And are you on Facebook?
We are on Facebook, Stormcloud Brewing. You can find a bare bones website at stormcloudbrewing.com. And you can find us physically at 303 Main Street in Frankfort, just a couple blocks from the beach, so bring your swimsuit, too.
All right, and then maybe you'll put people to work back here, right?
That's right, we might.
I better not stay too long.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, thanks a lot for your time, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right,
hey, coming up next, I can't wait to tell you about a winery. Yeah, there's a right down the road from here. They're selling some great wine and also doing food. I'm going to tell you all about that and so much more here on the Going Gonzo Show on News Talk 1340 WJRW.